Hey guys, I just wanted to cover the first part of the balloon pump training. This is our Iabp console. It's the hybrid cardio save. When you bring it in the room, you can go ahead and take the cover off, or you can do it out there in the hall. That's going to come off your power cord at the bottom. It makes a clicking noise. If you catch it in a click, it will stop. It does not auto retract then. You need to go ahead and plug that up. It comes in the room. And you can turn it on. And behind this cord, you can see that the power button is right here on this side. It's a green button. That'll automatically turn on when you hit it. This is going to be your transducer line that was hanging there. You can take it off for a second. Just hang it up here. The next thing you want to do while this is turning on is grab your EKG cables. You're going to run this along the patient's left side of the table on the inside of the assist control or the manifold so it doesn't get snagged when we take the patient off the table. But you want to put these in all of their respective places and tape them down, okay? While the case is still going on, make sure they're out of the way so they don't show up on x-ray and stuff. All of your white and your black, your left arm, right arm will still go in the right spots. The rest of these three can go in the patient's left lower side down here. And be sure you put tape across all of them so that they're not pulled off, okay? So that'll be your EKG cable. It goes to this green plug-in over here that actually has a PQRS waveform. The red plug-in has an aortic pressure waveform, and that's what goes to your transducer cable. After your EKG cables are on, you're pretty sure this is going in. You've already opened up all your equipment to your scrub tech, whoever's at the table. You can go ahead and spike a bag of fluid. We use heparinized saline. You will just hang that on the side. That can come up and it locks if you want. Next, there's a roller here, and then you keep going. There's a transducer. If you would like, we have clips that go on there. You can throw the clip right on there and go ahead and slide your transducer down. There's a stopcock on that side, and also another one down here at the end. Normally it stops right here. This is the kit that it's a single transducer, one spike, hemodynamic monitoring line that we always leave right here on the balloon pump in the hallway. There's also a pressure bag and some radiolucent leads, okay? All of these stay with each pump out in the hall, and it should stay plugged up. This is an extra extension. This is what comes in the balloon pump kit. It's wrapped up. The scrub person will take that and add an extra extension so that it can reach over here with no issues. Once that's on a pressure bag and you already have pressure on there, remember the long arm on here means off. So I would just turn that, pump up to in the green, and I can turn it back off. Make sure you have saline in your chamber, heparinized saline. This is a flushable transducer, so you would pull this extension and it will come out like that. Make sure all your air is out and it is ready. You can also just have that hanging there ready for your regular line, and have it ready for the scrub person. Once the wire comes out, they're going to hand you some connections. Your fiber optic cable is going to be coming from the table. This door goes off to the left. It's a red arrow to red arrow, and that just pushes in. Next is your helium line. They will hand you that. It goes through this tube, and it just pushes in with light pressure into the opening there. Once those two are connected, you already have your EKG cables on because you'll have time while they insert it. You can go ahead and hit start. It does take 40-something seconds because it like vacuums, it auto calibrates, it'll zero and everything before it gets started. and then it will go on automatically on 1-to-1. So when I hit open all menus is what I did. It's going to show that normally the EKG is connected and it will be on ECG as our trigger, and our frequency is automatically on 1-to-1. This is going to be in automatic mode. That is where we leave it. It also shows that this is in hybrid mode, which means that it's in this larger console that gets rolled in, and that's where the power cord is. I'm going to show you in a second how to take this and make it smaller. It loses 61 pounds. You put it in rescue mode is what it's going to say here. But then it runs on battery. There is no power cord at that time. It has a standalone helium tank also at that time. If they want you to do, you'll do 1-to-2, and you'll need to print a strip while it's running, show augmentation and stuff. It makes it full, and it automatically quits printing once it's done with all the info. Then they'll have you go back to 1-to-1. But as far as the connections, you'll get these two from the table. You can throw off this whole kit if you want, and they'll hand you off the spike, or if you spike the fluids, then what you're going to have is this, just the connection for when they're ready to make it. They will hand you the small connection and you can make it out here, okay? That will all get flushed before it's connected to the balloon pump. This is one of the later things you can do. At that point, you have an EKG, you have a transducer that is going. Your pressure waveform will be coming from the fiber optic cable that is in. Your helium is running. So now I'm going to show you how you can put this thing in rescue mode and make it smaller. I'm just going to roll it back some. So your transducer is connected. There's little ribs on there. You can line those up. You can see them on there. There's some on here too. So these will be connected to the patient. I'll get those out of the way. So down here at the bottom, there's a lock. You grab it and it pulls forward. You'll see a little lock and unlock down here. I would slide that forward. Get your stuff out of the way. This comes forward until you find a handle right here, and that picks up. It will continue to go, and then you can set it on the floor. Once that's on the floor, there's a button to the side. If you push this in, that pops up. Lay your handle down. This screen comes off. By unlocking, you have to squeeze 2 locks. So I squeeze and I will set that down on there and let go of the handles, and it locks into place. There's also a handle back here. I'll turn this so you can see it. It's like a suitcase. Squeeze the little button. That comes up and the wheels come out down there. So this is ready to go. It's running. You can take all of this, move this around. That can go there. Just pulled the balloon off the table. But the strap person will have a leg immobilizer on. You want to make sure that whatever pole EMS has or Air Life will have their own balloon pump. But if EMS is taking this, they'll have a pole on the bed that you can put your heparinized saline on. You can also clip your transducer onto. This makes this extremely lighter for transport and to pick up in the truck. Once you get to the truck, a lot of times they'll have you put this on standby, or they will. They'll also make sure that it gets up in the truck. It goes around to the side door and is lifted up in there. The connections are remade, and then start the balloon pump back. Anytime a balloon pump goes out of our department, one of the staff members does go down to the truck with it. It is their responsibility to understand, to know how to do this, though. So now this thing It's not on a power cord now. You can actually see it's in rescue mode. It is running on battery right now, so hopefully that helps. Thank you.